basically what's going on in this city, it is a Ponzi scheme for more development. We are never going to dig out of this hole.
The Palm Coast City Council held a workshop on Friday, and once again, the topic of utility rates took center stage.
Mayor Mike Norris made his feelings clear. The only way he'll support a utility rate increase is if the city council adopts a building moratorium.
We are not going to keep building on something that we can't sustain and putting it on the back of our residents. They don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. Nobody in this room deserves it. So either the developers are going to start doing industrial growth to bring in jobs to offset our tax base, or we're going to stop building houses altogether.
Councilman Charles Gambaro isn't comfortable with that.
If you place a moratorium in place, you're going to not enable our city to fix these projects. Okay, it's not all bond. These impact fees play a major role in our ability to move forward, and so that's one. And then the impact on skilled workers, laborers in our community. Do we put them out of work by doing this? Well, I mean, do we create an unemployment issue, Mr. Mayor, for our community?
Councilman Ty Miller also prefers a cautious approach.
If we're tossing the grenade, what's going to be hit by that frag, right? So. In theory, I completely understand. I just want to make sure that we're not causing more damage by doing something quick with little discussion without understanding the full ramifications of it.
Councilwoman Teresa Pontieri says she believes the city can afford the necessary infrastructure upgrades without issuing bonds and subsequent rate increases.
I firmly believe that if we scale back the CIP and we do not pursue both of these bonds right now, we can still get this done. I think that pressure needs to be put on staff and our state representatives to get us the money, period. And I say that because the westward expansion has incredible implications for the state. It is in the entire state's interest to help us get there. And if we do a residential moratorium, which again, I'm not against, I've been in favor of it, there is a possibility that it could hurt us.
The council will vote March 18th on the proposed rate increases.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, March 10th. With daylight saving time starting yesterday, the city of Palm Coast reminds residents and businesses of the revised watering restrictions. Brittany Kershaw is the Director of Communications and Marketing.
So with the time change also comes a change to our irrigation schedule. So during the cooler months, we allow irrigation once per week. And now with us going into the warmer season, that changes to twice per week allowed. And we wanted to remind residents that it's also a great time to check your irrigation systems for broken sprinkler heads, to correct any timer settings, and to make sure that your rain sensors are working properly. And only water your lawn when it's needed. This will help to conserve water resources, and it'll also keep your lawn healthy and happy. So if you have an odd numbered address, your watering days are Wednesday and Saturday. If you have an even numbered address, your watering days are Thursday and Sunday. And if you have a non-residential property, then the watering day is Tuesday and Friday. And to make sure that we're using our water resources to the best of our ability, we are prohibiting water sprinkler irrigations during 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. because that is our warmest time of day, and that will help reduce the evaporation factor. Also, each zone of your irrigation system is limited to 1 hour per zone. We follow the St. Johns River Water Management District's guidelines to help protect our regional water supply and our ecosystem, and by adjusting irrigation to seasonal conditions and watering only when needed, it helps us reduce unnecessary strain on our local water resources. So we thank everybody for their cooperation, and all of this information is available at palmcoast.gov.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you.
I know that the line just value is always lower, usually by about, I use the rule of thumb 20%, but it's plus or minus that number.
Real Estate Matters host Toby Tobin did a deep dive on property tax bills and how to understand them.
Tobin says with multiple values that appear on your tax bill, it can be confusing.
You've got just parentheses, market, close parentheses, value, and that's the top line number. From that, your 50,000 or whatever the proper number is, it's assessed value. The first year you're reappraised, your just value will be equal to your assessed value.
After the first year, Tobin explains, the Save Our Homes Amendment kicks in to limit how much your property's assessed value can increase.
You get to your taxable value by subtracting your accumulated Save Our Homes cap and any exemptions that you qualify for under your homestead statute. So you go from just value to assessed value minus homestead and Save Our Homes to taxable value.
Tobin says it's important to look at your tax bill closely, and if you have any questions, contact the Flagler County Property Appraiser's office.
So the numbers that really bookend this, the top line numbers, just value, that's got to be right. You're going to make sure that's really right, because you're going to go see Jay if you don't think it is, because that ultimately is how you get down to the bottom line taxable value.
Real Estate Matters airs Saturday mornings at 11 on WNZF. I'm Daryl Moody reporting.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Lee Show with your WNZF local sports update.
It's just exciting, it's a great opportunity in my last one, so it's good to go out with a bang.
That was defending state wrestling champ Nina Borgman 1 week ago on the opportunity to capture a second title at this weekend's state wrestling meet. Expectations were high for the FPC girls team, with 8 wrestlers, including 5 former state champs, competing. 3 ladies made it to the title match. Borgman defended her title, while Kendall Bibla became a champion for the second time in 3 years. Afterwards, things were still sinking in for Nina.
I feel good. I don't think everything's processed yet.
A winner at Matanzas 2 years ago, Bibla reflected on a tough road back to the podium.
I feel amazing. Last year, I lost in the quarterfinals to injury. I tore my UCL in my arm, and it took a big setback on my life, and I came back. My mindset was a clear path to a state title, and nothing got in my way, and there was not one doubt inside me.
As a team, the girls scored 150 points, an FHSAA record, to capture the team championship. Post-match interviews courtesy of Alex Wisdom, Florida Wrestling Insight, on Instagram. Anna Villar was runner-up. Defending champions Jocelyn Johnson and Mariah Mills finished third, along with former champion Tiana Fries. Alexa Caledonio finished fifth. For the FPC boys, Kevin McLean finished third, Robert Twilley fourth, Carson Barrett fifth. Mason Obama finished seventh for Matanzas. On Friday, Matanzas girls lacrosse upended FPC 9-5 in a crosstown showdown. Matanzas softball remained undefeated, winning 12-2 over Canterbury. FPC baseball defeated Deltona 10-2. They host Lyman tonight. Thursday, they take on Matanzas at the Ship in the Old Kings Diamond Classic. Join Rich Carroll and I live at 7 for the broadcast on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel and the WNZF Facebook page. This is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the WNZF Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.